Welcome to Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Feel the energy of Converse County. Explore Douglas's Railroad Heritage, Ayers Natural Bridge, and the Jackalope Legend. Glen Rock boasts scenic trails, dinosaur history, and small-town charm. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, we will see today and tomorrow a few April showers. We're going to look at pretty much a typical April stretch of weather here. Some warm days, some cold days are coming again. We'll have some wind and a few showers sprinkled in a few areas. Today and tomorrow in particular, the winds will be picking up as a frontal system comes out of the Pacific Northwest. Along the boundary of that front, Montana, the Pacific Northwest, parts of the western Dakotas, northern Wyoming, you're going to have a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity today and Tuesday, only isolated elsewhere. The elsewhere areas will be windy areas. Now, we're going to have another stronger front come in this weekend. There's a lot of disagreement, so there's some variability that could happen with the forecast here for the weekend, but the overall message for the weekend is this next trough and front to come in will again affect the northern areas the most, with the best chance of rain and snow with, of course, unfortunately, the wind again. The good news is that there is a little bit of a break in the wind Thursday and Friday, only to come back again. And then the front coming in this weekend will have a fair amount of cold air behind it, so temperatures will tank Sunday and Monday after a couple of very warm days, Thursday and Friday. So we're still at the time of year the pendulum can really swing. So you need to be prepared for that by late in the weekend and into early next week. There'll be some shower activity Sunday and Monday with that system, but we're too far out to really have a good idea of where the showers will be the best chance. A lot of questions remain after the weekend. We mentioned to you yesterday that the model performance was poor. It's a little bit better, but still having a really difficult time handling things out in the Pacific. In the meantime, we'll show you pretty pictures. Pretty vista there of fresh snow in southwest Colorado from the weekend system that came on through. Boy, look at that blue sky. And boy, talk about some beautiful cloud photos right there. Some high cirrus clouds moving on through. When we take a look at the surface map across the United States, things are settling down after a tumultuous weekend across the United States, at least the central United States with the flooding and the tornadoes. You'll see this, the weather ebbs and flows. You get patterns where it gets really busy, then you get a break, and then after break you get busy again. But you can see, look at all these H's all across the western United States. Despite that, we showed you this yesterday where there was Pacific moisture and energy pushing up against the high pressure ridge. So there you can see, we're going to see a lot more in the way of mid and high level clouds over the region today. You're going to have enough moisture and humidity that beginning today and into tomorrow, there's going to be a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity across the northern areas. And there's that wave crashing the party, so to speak, over the top of the ridge. So straight line westerly flow against the divide will start to cause the winds to be picking up today and tomorrow. So today and tomorrow, we're going to see a smattering of showers. Some of these areas where you see green and blue and gray is going to be maybe a couple of isolated thunderstorms popping on up. But generally speaking, right along the path of that low, there's going to be instability and a few showers popping up here and there. Really, though, nothing heavy. It's just moving too quickly, and we're getting a lot of downsloping effect. That's going to limit the precipitation chances. But for Montana, northern Wyoming, the Dakotas, you're going to get maybe a little bit of shower activity and a couple of rumbles of thunder. We showed you this yesterday. Between now and Wednesday, so this is today and tomorrow, we will see the winds drop off Thursday and Friday. But for today and tomorrow, the wind-prone areas of Wyoming, northern Colorado, out here on the plains, Montana, along the mountains, West Dakota and Meeteetse, South Pass, the I-80 corridor, I-25. Be ready for some persistent and strong gusty winds. Then that wave goes into the Great Lakes, then the high pressure rebuilds. So we're looking at Thursday and Friday being 2 days where it really is going to warm up briefly. Then we have this next trough coming on in. Now this next trough, there's disagreement on how strong it's going to be, but ahead of it, look at these temperatures on Friday, pushing desert air all the way into Canada, while it's cold here in the Midwest and the Great Lakes. But here's the cold with the trough coming on in. But we're going to have a big warm-up. If you want to talk about a couple of days to maybe make a tea time, Thursday and Friday, less wind, warmer temperatures, and dry conditions. But by Sunday morning, we have a pretty good trough riding along the U.S.-Canadian border. So the U.S.-Canadian border area, the northern areas, are going to have the best chances of precipitation. But we also have a little bit of a tail back here that could produce some showers and thunderstorms a little bit further south on the base of this trough. Don't know that yet. But the air behind this system, if you look at the wind barbs, notice that the air will be coming out of northwest Canada. So a big air mass change. So when you talk about switching air masses, so we have air coming up out of the desert states up and around the high Thursday and Friday. There's your warmth. By Sunday, your air mass comes out of northwest Canada. So desert, Canada. This is why April is such a mean month. So you just switch air masses and there you go. By Sunday, temperatures drop sharply. Behind the front, the warmth gets spread out into the Midwest and East, and then on Monday, the cold settles in. So this is the time of year you've got to keep everything in your closet in terms of apparel. Then, as we get out into next week, we do see an area of high pressure coming back in behind the front Sunday and Monday, but notice what's going on here out in the Pacific. The European model's got a couple of upper level lows that may hang off the west coast or they may move inland. But we talked about the difference in the computer modeling. So the European model kind of has a weak couple of lows sitting off the coast of California. That will produce a little bit of shower activity there, but nothing really significant. The GFS, or the American model, has got a much more robust area of low pressure that would bring a better chance of precipitation inland as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, while the European would not. So we just have to wait and see, but there's significant amounts of differences going on. So the weekend, the forecast between now and Sunday, got a good handle on. After that, we'll just take it one day at a time. That's what you do in the spring with weather. Take it one day at a time. Do not plan your trip. Do not plan your outdoor activities on the 10-day forecast. And this is one reason why. This is the Pacific North-Alasian Oscillation, the PNA we call it. We've talked about this before. When it's in a strongly positive phase, the western United States is going to be under high pressure, fair, warm weather. When you're in a strongly negative phase, like what it's showing here after the 15th of April, you can expect it to be more stormy, colder, and unsettled. But notice how here we are with the strong high pressure here this week. But notice how it rides along what we would call a neutral phase. So when it's in this neutral phase, the weather can't make up its mind, so to speak. It kind of could vacillate back and forth before this more negative phase after tax day. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it. But the Pacific has got to make up its mind. I don't think it will here for another week or so. Have yourself a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.